What up, dog?
What's up, LTA? How you feeling, man?
What's up, man? It's fire, man. What's going on?
Your boy Doe. What we talking about today?
Man, I think we should start on Young Thug, brother. Last week we was with Young Thug, you know what I'm saying, and trying to process that whole statement he was making
about preparing yourself before you have a baby.
Yeah, being prepared. Don't have babies if you broke.
Right.
And we came to the realizations that shit, it don't matter if you broke or rich, man. That's not what make the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, indeed, you want to prepare yourself before you have a child, but a lot of people don't, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who came to that conclusion?
That's the conclusion I came to.
Oh, that's what you came. I didn't come to that. I came to broke people shouldn't be waiting to be having kids. That ain't black people. That's everybody. Prepare yourself if you can. You know,
yeah,
shit happens.
Definitely prepare yourself. But I think about it like, yo, I was broke.
Yeah,
I was broke.
And when it would have been better if you had money. Not even money, see?
Yeah, money would have been okay, but I was able to instill a different set of values.
And it ain't just money though. They would say like just period, like a mindset. Like if you ain't out
broke
grinding,
mentally, broke emotionally, broke spiritually, broke financially, yeah, and you really broke, and you shouldn't be trying to have no kids.
Well, anyway, what happened to the mind?
Man, Young Thug ass, he done tweet, boy, I'm talking about they got him on a whole indictment. You know what I'm saying? So
Rico act?
On the whole Rico act, man, he done got caught up rapping about what he's living or living about what he's rapping. One of the two, he got caught up in that jam, and I think a lot of the young men that are in this industry, they end in this jam, particularly because it's from the environments in which they come from. You know what I mean? But my biggest thing is if you're making millions, what's the point of even getting involved in that type of stuff?
I think a lot of times, man. I think it comes a lot of times with. So you know, when you first start hustling, you on the block, right?
Yeah, you outside.
And you trying to start a little music career, but you still on the block. So you start going to these shows while you still on the block, hanging with your homies. You got your homies taking you, and sometimes it becomes I don't want to get money and then leave everybody out. I don't want to get money and make people think I'm acting funny.
A lot of people feel like if they move forward, they'll be selling out or changing who they originally were. But the honest fact is that everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go everywhere.
Everybody can't go, man. Like if you in the neighborhood and you slowly trying to make it out, when you think about it, when I'm gonna just say, if Ricky got all the pounds and he make it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gonna look back and try to make sure everybody else getting some. But ain't nobody on no deals like that trying to make him perform his lifestyle or do something different just to make the neighborhood happy. Like he gonna get on and do what he can to help people when he can.
You know what you do with a couple of stories I heard. I can't even think of it before I heard this from a couple people. But give all your work to your next person and go about your business. Like I'm still here when you call. I'm gonna come give food drives. I'm gonna come kick it. Like even privately, I'm gonna come kick it. But as far as that actually still just being in the hood and
it's not working.
Oh, that old let me get 10,000 to go rent a car if I could go pull this drive by all that goofy type of shit. Let me get 10 to go buy a key. If anything, and I ain't trying to promote no criminal shit,
no
but
criminal activity at all.
If your goofy ass is gonna get rich and stay in it, pass the money to everybody else.
No, a lot of them really love the lifestyle. Like, I honestly think that's part of the addiction. You know what I mean? It's not only is the money, the drugs themselves addicting, but the addiction to the money is and that thrill is addicting as well. So people could actually have some money, but end up in a bad predicament just simply because they're chasing that thrill.
Who was that one cat he was a basketball player? I want to say it was from the GO. And he got his contract and went straight to go buy some work. And they was like, why you do that? He said, I had all that money and I couldn't help it. I could go buy everything that we used to grow up dreaming about hustling. You know what I'm saying? To get a couple keys or whatever.
It's gotta be a separation. So like, you know what I'm saying? When you get to a certain level of life, when you start making moves that are, you know, extremely beneficial, you become the man in the arena. So you become placed under a lot of scrutiny by people who are just observing what you're doing. So even dilly-dallying in that, you know what I'm saying, you're going to attract a lot of attention because for one, your name's sake. For two, they're trying to catch you up for one because the world don't even want you to have that much money.
Right.
So it's like they waiting for you to mess up and they know that the attraction is there. So many young kids from our neighborhoods are attracted to this false lifestyle or false mindset where they believe the only way for them to be successful is to behave and conduct themselves as either drug dealers or gang shooters.
Right.
Shooters now. And I don't even think they promote themselves as drug dealers. They more drug addicts now who have firearms. So it's a different field.
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely defeats the purpose to try to get the money to make it out the hood, and you still stand in, and not even stand in the hood where like you pose an automatic. It's a lot of people that's successful that live in the hood, but they ain't doing hood shit outside.
I live in the hood, and I ain't on none of that type of time.
So it ain't like you gotta run from the hood, but if you're participating in gang activities, you know what I'm saying, and you is $100 million, even if you a $500,000 motherfucker, what the fuck is you doing?
Man, playing games with their life, chasing that thrill. Young Thug just made all these millions of dollars, and now he gonna have to sit up in a penitentiary or either inside of somebody's jail cell to try to beat that charge. You know what I'm saying? And I remember being in that position, and it's like, you, as a man, you have to decide how much is your life worth, right? How much are you worth, right? For me, it ain't the amount of money that's gonna make me want to do no 5 to 10 years. It ain't nothing in this world that can tempt me or attract me to behave or conduct myself to what a point I'll be wanting to, end up doing 17 years. And that took time. 15, 17, 18 years. Like, it took time. At first you want to play that risk because you think you're different. At the end of the day, ain't none of us different. You know what I'm saying? If you get jammed up, it don't matter how much motherfucking money you got. At the end of the day, all that shit could be gone, dog. And you could be literally sitting in somebody's jail cell talking about how much money you had or how much you did, but all that money and all that time is now lost and null and void. You know what I mean? Because I don't see nobody, I've never seen nobody really make no 100,000, 200,000. You know what I'm saying? You could try to get there, but I ain't never seen nobody try to pick that type of money up.
I can make it different because I actually made that much money with no problem. I'm being honest, I actually made that much money and still don't have no chauffeur, but I made that much money. I know I counted it myself. I had almost $250,000 cash. And didn't have a clue what to do with it.
And then,
I had this money about the age of 21.
And then it's like, do it be worth it?
I knew what I should tell myself. It was so sad. Now I look back at it and I'm 49 years old. I should tell myself, I'm doing this for a reason. I know what I'm doing it for. So I've thrown these on the picture there, let me in. At least I know I'll get someone that people ate all my money I provide for people. I just solidified with that. And that was the craziest thing in the world to tell yourself to keep doing what you're doing, know you got no business doing it. But I did it. So I mean, people got different trains of thinking when it comes to what you're doing these things for. I don't know what Young Thug's trying to think was. I can't get inside the man's head. Why
you got millions. You got legitimate millions. You got legitimate millions. You know what I'm saying?
But how old is he?
Young Thug in his 30s right now. You know what I'm saying? So he's still learning. Like my light switch ain't clicked till I was 35. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like
we don't understand his intoxications.
Right.
Because people don't think clearly off intoxications.
Yeah,
we don't know what he put in his system.
Yeah, but
risk.
Yeah, the big scheme of things though, the grand scheme of things is this. If you're out there hustling, man, have a reason, you know what I mean? And if you're trying to be successful, you're gonna eventually have to cut yourself off from the, you're gonna have to cut yourself from the negativity.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you really wanna make it somewhere, that don't mean that you're turning your back on nobody. That don't mean you selling out or none of that goofy shit. And if they your people, they gonna ride with you and they gonna want you to get the hell out and do what's right. And for those that can come, will come. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just can't come. That don't mean you can't look out for people in other ways. That don't mean it have to be money. Like I said, you could go back and build up the schools and you can make sure the money that you donate actually get to the people that you're trying to donate it to. Shit like that. So
it's a conversation. Some people just need that conversation.
Yeah, guidance,
you know
mentor.
A little mentor to kind of help them get through it. Like it don't always have to be monetary.
Yeah, it don't gotta be money. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to help.
There's other ways to help. You know what I mean? And I think it's just gonna take some time for us as a culture, young men and young women in general, to understand that their lives are more valuable than the items or the things that they risking it for. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? So like, true indeed, like man, we can make all this money, you know what I'm saying? But at the drop of a dime, you know what I'm saying? At the drop of a dime, all of that stuff can be gone. Everything can be taken. You know what I'm saying? everything can be taken from you.
And when you go to jail and you get those no bail joints, bro, you can have $10 million. If you get them no bail joints,
it don't even matter.
It ain't gonna matter how much money you got.
It don't even matter.
You know what I'm talking about? And sometimes your money will make you get the no bails because they like this motherfucker pay for that bail and skip town.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, keep your eyes on the prize, man, and do what you gotta do. And just think about, like he said, is it really worth it? Because it's a lot of motherfuckers that did get in the game that was from the game and said they had to shed people off. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is sometimes.
Man, you gotta I call it cut the ankles off your ankle. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like once you get to a certain level, man, if you have a certain status, man, you gotta understand that individuals are looking for you to mess up.
Right.
With us, we have targets on our back everywhere we go. It's people waiting for us to mess up. And what we do is not, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, it's not the most intelligent thing because we actually set ourselves up to fail in most cases. Because we know at the end of this, it can cost everything. You know what I'm saying? I had a guy, man, chilling, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing, got bopped off, you know what I'm saying, ended up having to do 17 years behind some marijuana that they ended up making legal 2 years after he got incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of that money, all of that time, you know what I mean, could have been used to develop the legitimate business or doing something else, but ended up getting jammed up, and everything that man owned got confiscated by the federal government. You know what I mean? And it's not worth it. And in my honest opinion, like what's going on with this music, it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We had the stuff that we listened to, Scarface, the NWA, all these different type of things that we listened to growing up, but it was a different message.
Yeah, that's what they had,
you know
a message at least.
It was a message to the music, you know what I'm saying? Not to be no drug addict, you know what I'm saying? We was drug dealers, yeah, and we did a lot of that, but the key words was never get high on your own supply, right? Nowadays, these kids talking about getting high and popping perks and doing all these weirdo type of drugs, you know what I'm saying, to kind of numb whatever pain that they feeling, and then listening to this music that is, in my opinion, is almost, it ain't almost fake. The music is all like fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the songs of the kids today, they kill more niggas than the KKK, in my opinion. They don't even talk about white supremacy or police brutality as they should, you know what I mean? Right. Or the development or the growth of different neighborhoods and how to sustain lifestyle. Right now, these kids is in straight destruction, you know what I'm saying? And then it's so glorified that so many kids don't even come from these lifestyles. Right. These kids don't even come from these, like, they got whole families. When we was broke, so we ain't come up, like, we wore Payless Pro wings, you know what I'm saying, when we was broke, you know what I'm saying? These kids grow up, their first pair of shoes are Mike's. Their first pair of shoes, Mike.
What about the XJ900s?
The XJ900s, boy, we used to be mad, because mom would be like, I don't got enough money to do X, Y, and Z, which forced us into the world that we was in because we wanted the things that made us comfortable.
And see, that was back to the first point about if you broke and ain't ready for kids, you make them want to hustle and all that type of shit because they looking for something.
We looking for it. We trying to live up to the status quo or the mirage that we believe we supposed to live in our neighborhoods. We was believing that what made us was material items, gold chains, herringbones. I remember herringbones out this world, you know what I'm saying? Herringbones, Mike's, K-Swiss, like all the little outfits and all this type of shit we wasted our time on.
My question is, now that we do better as parents, as providers, and our kids have the tools to succeed, they have these shoes and clothes that we were searching for that made them do illegal things they don't have to do. Now, why are they turning to other things even higher? Is it because of the music?
It's because they're being programmed into believing that that's what they want to do. So it's like, and I ain't gonna let some of the households, you know what I mean, and train some of the shorties to be like that too. Because I done seen a couple of my mans.
I was gonna say,
had their kids ounces of weed, like, go make you some money.
80% of the kids that's out there doing the regular shit is just like periods. Like what it's been.
Right.
Them is the ones that grow up thugged out. You know what I'm saying? That's 80% of them. It's only like 20% that squares that's doing this tough shit. You know what I mean?
No, I think it'd be a lot of soft ass kids.
Nah, it's only like
outside.
20%.
I think because these kids don't even play.
It's the abundancy, the amount of. Even though these days parents we do things different than our parents did, which we try to elevate our situation from how we grew up from our parents. But even though we seem to get our kids what we didn't have, we don't get them enough of what we didn't have. No, because the guidance is there. If a parent is there, I'm assuming the guidance is there. I'm thinking we talking about
A lot of
trying to be fly and appease the outside instead of yourself.
So a lot of parents, you know what I'm saying?
How you finish?
But, my bad. Yeah. No, I think a lot of parents believe that buying their materials actually giving them.
Yeah, they don't really be there. They'll be there in the house, but they don't be there.
You know what I'm saying? So like they come home with a couple boxes of shoes and be like, oh, this is what I missed when I was growing up. But you're not having that conversation to get a child. They're not having that conversation to make sure that the child is moving in the right direction. It's like, oh, here go all the things that I didn't have. Enjoy them because you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? Not you earn this because you got straight A's, or you earn these shoes because you cut the grass, or you earning it like it's not like that. Most kids don't even gotta cut grass. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of kids don't even have to take the garbage out because the parents feel like they're supposed to take the garbage out.
That's crazy.
We seeing from what I hear, we seeing a lot of different households. A lot of I'm assuming it's 50-50 when most households that we come from, it wasn't even 50-50. So I will say it is elevating from where we come from, but at the same time, like I was saying, the abundancy of what kids want. You don't just want what your parents give you. You want more. You want more.
Just like
more of what you see.
Just like it's easier for a child to listen to somebody outside of the household versus listening to their parents.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Like, you know that a lot of kids do that. Like
that's a part of individuality.
they don't honor their parents the way they should.
We all search to be our own individuals at the age of 12. By the age of 12, every child is looking to have his own mind, walking his own path, searching for their own identity.
But listen to somebody outside that'll tell them the same thing.
We hear our parents. I think we hear our parents, but we still searching for answers in our own way. That's what that is.
Yeah. So with this Young Thug thing, man, I think it's oversaturation of the negativity. People believe that they have to rap or live about what they want to rap.
And all I gotta say, even if you is in the drug game and you become successful, pass that shit to your mans and get the fuck out the way, or stop doing it altogether. Ain't no retired drug dealers. The only way you retire is if you switch your life up.
Or die.
Or die or go to jail. The only ones that's successful drug dealers is the government, the police, the lawyers, and all that goofy shit. The people in power is the only successful, active drug dealers. Pharmaceutical companies, like.
You can't tell motherfucker that who watch China.
You know, so.
That old motherfucker was.
So if you're gonna be in the game and you trying to get successful, pass that shit off to somebody or something, or just stop doing it altogether.
Stop doing it all together.
You know.
So yes, Young Thug, we feeling for you right now. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, you don't get indicted with everybody else and don't do a 6ix9ine Tekashi move. You know what I mean? But you know, you make your bed, you're laying it.
It's definitely gonna be some singing going on. They got like 89 people, man. This definitely gonna be some singing going on. You know what I'm saying?
They sing.
Yeah, they got so many indictment charges. It's ridiculous.
Hey, nephew showed me a Facebook post. They say as soon as Gutter got in the jail cell, he was like, man, give me a cheeseburger, I'm gonna tell you everything.
Give me a cheeseburger. See, he was already on that one show before he got famous. But anyway, so look, I want to talk about self-esteem, right? I want to talk about Kevin Samuel passing, but I don't want to really talk about him. What I want to talk about is people is celebrating his death. People is.
Glad he died.
This is my thing.
Biblical Fox went off on
If you don't like the person, that's fine. You can dislike or like whoever you want to. But if you wishing death or saying that's good, that's something wrong with you more than that person you don't like.
So
if a person don't physically touch you, if they're not blocking your bag, your livelihood, the way you feed your family, you shouldn't really give two fucks really about people's opinion, really.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could, this is how I look at shit. When somebody tell you something, right, you take what you get from it, use it if you can, and store it. If it don't apply, it don't apply. But my point is, if you are wishing death, I'm not saying you gotta like somebody. I'm saying if you're wishing death for saying that's good somebody died because of somebody's opinion, that's some deep shit. That's some sick shit.
I'm just thinking about it like, man, me and nephew been talking about it all day, man. He was like, what did he say? The man got down on somebody because she had 2 kids that was talking about she was celibate. You know what I'm saying? So like, he was creating.
Wait, hold up. What you mean? She had 2 kids and she said she's celibate?
Yeah. So
why can't she be celibate with 2 kids?
That was one of the conversations he was having. So he gave his opinion.
37.
Right, why can't you be celibate with 2 kids? Celibate just means you're not having sex at the time.
It ain't why can't you? You can be, but it's like you 37 if you had 2 kids already.
Yeah. It was
personal preference.
It's personal preference.
It was basically a joke.
Right. It was a joke.
It didn't go well with everybody.
No, it did not go well.
Hold on. We all can't talk at once, y'all.
No, he was just cracking the joke, but at the same time, it was like that's why he ended up in the scrutiny that he's in. He was trying to have a conversation about subjects that most people don't feel comfortable about.
Time out.
What's going on?
Twan drinking.
Okay.
He does that.
Hey, so
Yeah.
so
Anyway, man.
so the thing is this, man. Once again, you don't gotta like somebody's opinion or whatever, but to wish.
Right.
Hey, y'all.